Hello, good morning friends. Welcome back to your favorite channel Code One Digest. Today in this video we'll learn how to install Postgres database in your local machine. We'll learn how can we set up the Postgres database, how to install it and how to configure it. Then we will also connect our database tool to create schema and tables, and then we'll fire some queries on it. We'll insert some data and then we'll try to fetch the data. So we'll do all of that in this video. I'll show you step by step guide how can you install it, how can you configure it, then how can you use it. So just follow me in this video and watch this video till end. It is going to be very exciting, very informative, right? Okay. Okay friends, so here is the agenda for this video today. So we'll download Postgres database, then we'll install the Postgres database, we'll download DBViewer, and then we'll install DBViewer database tool. If you don't want to use this, you can also use pgadmin tool. Then we'll connect database viewer tool to PostgreSDB. We'll create a schema table in PostgreSDB, and then we'll fire a few queries to the PostgreSDB. Right? So stay with me. There's a lot to learn in this video. We are going to create this database from scratch. I'm going to install and show you how can we do it.
Friends, before we proceed in this video, I want you to subscribe my channel to grow Code One Digest family. Friends, I'm creating a lot of quality contents for you, but I'm not getting subscribers. I want you to like, share and subscribe my channel so that I can grow Code One Digest family. Thank you.
Okay, friend. So before we proceed in this video, the very first question is strike to our mind: what is PostgreSDB? If you are new to the database, if you are new to software engineering, then let me just quickly brief you what is Postgres database. Postgres is a relational database management system, also known as Postgres SQL. It's a free and open source relational database management system, and it got its name Postgres from its successor, from its origin, that is Ingres database in University of California. Postgres database is used as a data storage or backend system for many web, mobile, and analytic applications as of today. And Postgres SQL supports both SQL, that is relational, as well as JSON, non-relational querying. So we'll see some of this querying in this video. So stay tuned till end of this video. Okay, friend. So before proceeding in this video, let me show you what we are trying to achieve in this today. So we'll be installing the PostgreSDB from this website, postgresapp.com downloads, and then using the installable files, we'll be installing it in our local host machine, and then we'll be accessing that database through our database tool. We will be creating schemas, tables, insert data, and access data into it using database tool. We will use DBViewer in this demo, but you can also use pgadmin if you're comfortable with pgadmin. So we will use database tool to connect to database and update, insert, delete data into this database. Right? Okay, friends. So now let us download the Postgres installable file so that we can install it. Go to postgresapp.com and you can download the Postgres installable as per your environment. So from this website, so I am downloading the setup file for my local machine, that is for MacBook, but if you're using Windows, you can download this for the window environment. So all those installable files are available here. You can download it as per your environment, and then we will click on that to install it. I have downloaded version 14 for this demo. The file is available here. Okay, let me click on this to install this Postgres database file. Yeah, so it is saying that for MacBook, do you want to add it to application? Yes. I have done it for the Mac. Now you can do it for your Windows or Linux box. and then we can continue from there. So follow the installation steps. Just select the appropriate option for your machine and complete the installation. Okay friends, now you can download DBviewer database tool from this website. I'll share this URL with you, or you can search in the Google. You can download the version and then you can install it. It's just few clicks of installation. You can install it and then we'll use to connect to the database. Now we'll see how can you connect Postgres database with your database tool, and how can you create database and schemas and driver configuration. So all of that we'll see now. If you are using DBviewer tool, well and good. If you are using pgadmin, then also you can follow. It is easy to connect and create database and schemas and all of that. So we'll do that now. I'll just show you using DBviewer tool. So let me go to the DBviewer tool. So this is how DBviewer GUI looks like. This is the user interface of DBviewer tool. So very first thing what you have to do is click on this database and go to driver manager. Here in driver manager you have to create one driver configuration that you will use for all your connections. So let's say I've created this Postgres local. So let me open and show you. So what information you have to provide here is this. You have to give a driver name, whatever name you want to, like Postgres, my Postgres, or Postgres local. Then driver type. You have many options available here, like different type of databases would be showing up here, like Postgres, Oracle, MySQL, and so on. So you have to select Postgres database. Then you have to provide a driver class. So you have to give the name of this driver class, org.postgresql.driver. And then you will have to provide a URL of your database, that is JDBC Postgres localhost, and this is the name of database, by default database that it should connect to. So as I'm running this database on my local, so you can use localhost. If you are running database on some other server, you can give the IP address of that server. Once this URL is given here and provide a default port, by default Postgres works on 5432 port. You have to provide that port information here, and name of the default database. So Postgres by default comes with Postgres database that you should give here. Then you can create our custom database if you want to after connecting it, and a default user. Postgres also come with a default user Postgres. It is having a root privileges. It is having all the privileges and access all the databases. So it will have this user available. Once provide this user information and say OK. So that Postgres local driver will be available here in this list. Once this is created, then we can create a new connection. Close this and then we'll create a new connection using the driver configuration. Once you have created a driver configuration, now it's time to create a new connection using the driver configuration. So let me show you. So in DBviewer, you will see a database navigator on your left hand side, left top side. You can just right click and say new connection. Yeah, so it will ask you what is the new connection. So you would have given some name, Postgres local of your driver configuration. Select that and say new. So automatically it is providing you the host name and the database name and the port detail, then username. Provide a password that you have given for the Postgres database at the time of installation. So that password you have to provide here. Normally we give the same password as username for the Postgres for our local setup. So the password, provide your password, Postgres, and the driver name, what I'm using from my driver, whatever driver I've created in previous step. So that we can also see the driver configuration in edit driver setting. So you can again review if you want to make any changes in this driver, you can do that. So this is my driver name, what I have given, it is type Postgres. This is my driver class name, this is URL, and so on. And then you can test the connection whether it is able to connect or not. So it says it is connected, it is able to connect the connection. If it is successful, then you can save this by clicking the finish button, right? So I am closing this window because I don't want to create any more connections. I've already have created one connection using the same driver, so I'll be using that. Let's work on this database and create schema, create table, and we'll fire some queries now. So you see I'm connected to localhost 5432, it is connected to my Postgres database, and inside this database I have these schemas. So this is my database, Postgres is the name of my database, and I have this schema. Let me refresh it. Okay, we'll create a new schema now. We have two schemas, but we'll create a new schema. Let me show you the command. Okay, I have prepared a command to create it. So this is a command: create a schema Postgres setup demo authorize Postgres. What we are saying is we'll create this schema Postgres setup demo and we'll authorize with the user Postgres. So let's do that. Let's fire this command. Yeah, so it is, the command is executed. Let me refresh and see if the database is visible here. Yeah, so it is visible. This schema is created, but inside that we don't have any table. Let me create one table here. Yeah, so this is the table. The table what I am creating here is a customer table. Inside this schema, it has 4 attributes. Let me do that. Yeah, so it has created that. Let us refresh this table and see if the table is created. Yes, so it has created and it has these 4 columns. Now what we'll do is we'll insert few records into this table and try to fetch it using a select query. So now what we'll do is we have now created the schema. We will perform certain operation on the table. Let me fire a query, select query, and see if do we have any database. So we don't have any data in this table. Now let me try to insert a record, a user Adam in this table. Yeah, so a user is inserted. Let me fire a select query now and see if we are able to. Yes, I am able to fetch that user. Now let me insert another record. Let's say Pawan, and ID is 2001. Let me insert this user. Yes, it's successful, and we'll try to fetch with that column name. Okay, we are able to fetch, and let's see all the records in the table. Yeah, so we are able to fetch the record. We are able to insert that record in the database, right? So I've shown you how to install, how to download the database, how to install it, and then how to connect to the database, how to set up, how to create a driver configuration to connect to it, right? With me? Okay, friends. Now let me summarize quickly what we learned in this video today. So we downloaded Postgres database file, then we installed Postgres database file, then we downloaded a DBViewer database tool file, installation file, and then we installed DBViewer database tool. If you're using pgadmin, then you don't have to do this step. Then we connected DBViewer to PostgresDB by creating a driver configuration, by creating a driver for connecting to Postgres database. Then we created a schema and table in a PostgresDB, and then we fire, select, and insert query onto database successfully. Right? With me? Okay, friend. So if you like this video, so give it a thumbs up and do share it with all your friends and colleagues, because this is very important information for a beginner and a student. And if you are new to the channel, so please do subscribe to my channel to grow Code1 Digest family. Friends, I am creating lot of quality contents on programming concepts, coding concepts, and cloud and container technologies, Spring Boot framework, Java framework, Java multi-threading concepts, design patterns, architecture principle. I'm creating a lot of videos on all these contents, but I'm not getting subscribers. I need your help in growing the Code1 Digest family. So if you're new to the channel, so please do subscribe to this channel and share it with all your friends and colleagues and help me growing the Code1 Digest family. Thank you.